now it's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. He delivered me. I was tired. See, I knew God could do for me what I couldn't do for myself. My great-grandmama raised me. She brought me up in the church. She laid that foundation. Proverbs 22:6 says, train a child up in the way that they should go. And when they old, they won't depart from it. Yeah.
Okay, so so you said one. Do you remember the year or month or whatever that you said you just get this urge that like I'm through with this? Like God.
No, I don't. It was just during that time I had begun to feel it. It was just coming all up over me.
Okay.
You know, but I knew at that time my old man had got sick.
Okay.
He died in 2009 with cirrhosis of the liver.
Oh, okay.
And so it was at that point, it was only 6 months later that I met my now husband. He was not my husband then. But it was just a trip because only 6 months. Oh, first of all, I didn't tell you that my husband married me before he died. My old man.
Your old man that was with the hotel and stuff. Okay.
He married me. We was only married 8 years.
Okay.
Excuse me. We was only married 8 months.
Okay, 8 months.
Before he died after being together for 19 years.
Oh. Okay.
We was together for 19 years and was not married. He married me before he died. We was only married for 8 months. After he died, it was only 6 months before I met my now husband. That was the last thing from my mind was another man. I had been with this man for 19 years and I had just lost him. That was the farthest thing away from my mind, but he actually came to me. Actually came to my house. You know, my girlfriend across the street, they said he had been asking about me, you know, and I'm like, okay. So a lot of guys asking about me. My husband done died. That's just what they do. They trying to get to you. So she told me again. I'm like, okay. And the third time, I was like, well, okay, you know, just give him my number. He called and, you know, we just kind of went from there. He just came into the picture to help me help myself, being a gentleman all at the same time. And the first thing he said to me was, you know, I got to get you away from Alton Park. You know, he said I used to stay here too and stuff, and they just draw you in and stuff. We got to get you out of here. And God had already delivered me, and I had begun to change my life. And he did. He moved me away from there over on the east side. I stayed over there on Shalford Road. He moved me into an apartment, and I didn't move in with him. I had my place, and he had his. And he paid all of my bills, my rent, my light bill, everything, all the way down to my insurances. He wouldn't even let me get food stamps. He was working 2 jobs, and he said, you know, we making it, so just let somebody get it who really need it. He supported me wholeheartedly. He helped me, and I helped him. He was a single father raising 2 children, and he was working 2 jobs trying to make it, and I helped him. And, you know, helped him start raising his daughter. His son was already a teenager, and I helped him start raising his daughter. She was only 8 years old. And I took her under my wing, and I became her mama. And it's just so funny that her mama had been addicted to drugs, and she still was. And it was like the pieces of a puzzle were being put together because I knew exactly what her mama was going through, and God had placed me in this little girl's life who really needed me at that particular time. And he helped me, and I helped him. And even before I moved out of the house from Alton Park, I would cook meals for him and have him to pick them up and bring them home. Because I know he worked all the time to try to take care of those kids, and I didn't want them trying to eat fast food all the time and stuff. I would keep her, you know, and on the weekends I started taking her to church, and I was trying to get him a peace of mind so he could go to work and not try to worry about her. Like I say, the son was already a teenager, and he was doing his thing, and he didn't want to be tied down with trying to keep his little sister all the time, you know. And so I did that, and he did what he did. But then when I moved in that house, he did all that. And when I was 50 years old, I went back to school. He supported me. He would take me to school every day faithfully. Open the car door for me, take my books in, kiss me at the door, and pick me up every evening the same way with a listening ear to see how my day went. The young people at that school would look at us like we was crazy because I was 50 years old. We was acting like we was little teenagers and stuff. But yeah, at that time I went to school and I graduated a certified medical assistant. certified, and I graduated with honors at 50 years old. And so, stayed over there for about 4 years. And then my husband, now he's my husband, asked me to marry him. And that's when I moved over here into this house. We never merged until we got married. So, yeah.
Okay. That was, hey, man, that was a lot. That was a lot. But it's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful story, man.
Now we've been married. We've been together for 12 years. We've been married for 8. We was together for 4. Been married for 8, so it's been 12 years.
Okay, yeah, man. This is a beautiful story. But I gotta go back because it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot very quickly. So okay, cool. So you and your first husband, right? Correct. So, by the time y'all get into the second duplex, things go good or whatever, or going better, I should say.
Okay.
And then you get an urge. You say that, hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be on these drugs no more.
I was tired.
Yeah, you tired of being on these drugs. All right.
Sometimes you get tired of being sick and tired.
Exactly. So okay, from that, did you stop cold turkey? Right there, or
you talking about
when you said you the words came of you. I walked through the
bam. Talking about right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
You quit cold turkey.
God
right there?
took the taste out of my mouth. I was delivered, so let me go here. After that, I had my girlfriend, her and her guy. They sold dope, and so, and this is how the enemy worked. Yeah, God did take the taste out of my mouth, and so she came on my job one day, and you know the black people how we are. We so cool, we can hug you, put something in your hand all at the same time and all that. But anyway, she gave me a hug, did me like this, and put a rock in my hand. And I was like, oh my God, what did she give me this for? You know, I don't even smoke this motherfucker. And I took it. I went home, I kept it. I kept it for 2 days. And at some point, I just said, well, you know, I'm going to smoke a piece of this. And I did. And it didn't even faze me. You know, I tinched off of it, and I tinched off of it. Still nothing, and I smoked it. And that was it.
Oh, okay. So how did he feel about you deciding to abandon your drug habit?
Who?
Your first husband.
I don't know. Well, he was happy for me, but at that point he was dying. He was about to die. He was sick.
Okay.
He was sick, and so he had cirrhosis of the liver, and so at that point his stomach would swell up, and he would look like he was probably like 8 or 9 months pregnant, and he would have to go to the doctor the hospital like every 2 months. Oh. Every 2 weeks, and they would have to stick a needle in there and drain the fluid off, and it would be like 2 liters. One time it was like 3 liters, and he was tired himself, but he was constantly telling me to Sharon, you know, stop drinking that liquor, put it down. You see what it done to me, and I was still drinking liquor, the beer and the liquor. I thought I had to have like a Boilermaker. I would be drinking the beer, have me a little shot glass or whatever, but it was bothering me. My stomach had began to burn, but I didn't want nobody to know. Okay. Even when I had met my husband, I was dating him then. I didn't want him to know. I would sneak and do stuff and, you know, pretend, and I didn't say nothing. It was until later on, after we was over here, that God showed me. I went to the hospital, and they didn't do nothing for me. I was in there like 2 days, and I came home, and I was home like 2 days, and then I had to go back to another hospital. And then that's when, you know, God spoke to me and said, now, I don't deliver you from all of this, you know. I said, stop.